So, what exactly is sitting in love? Hey guys, it's John here. Coming to the end of my water week. I hope you guys are having a great day. Um, I wanted to talk about this sitting in love thing. I've done comments on this before. I've talked about this before. I've done videos on sitting in love before, but I continue to get questions about what is the method of sitting in love. And the struggle with delivering this in a way that the the pattern seeking mind uh, can comprehend is tough because the pattern seeking mind wants wants a method, wants a modality, wants a technique, wants me to give them the 7 breaths in and the 8 breaths out and the all the techniques. And all sitting in love really is for me is I exhale and I come back to that feeling of that complete relaxation, which I know is my authentic self. And I know that my authentic self is the direct connection with God for me, for everyone, actually. When you're truly your authentic self, you're not afraid because fear is not authentic. Fear is something that we put upon our world. I sit down. So here's my method of sitting in love. I get up in the morning. I walk into my front room. I sit down in a chair. I usually glance out the window just to see what the day looks like. And then I get as comfortable as I possibly can. And I go, and when I do that, all the hairs on my arm rise and the goosebumps rise. And I feel that feeling inside me. And I focus all of my attention on that feeling inside me. I don't put any thought into it at all. The concept of putting thought into it is the struggle. The method, the modality, the technique is the thought. The thoughts are the pathways away from yourself. I studied all forms of meditation. And the reason I came to what I call sitting in love is because I realized all of them led me to the moment when I put the method, modality, and technique down and simply exhaled and just let go and went off into that feeling. So, what I call sitting in love is me just bypassing all methods, all modalities, all techniques, and just being loving, just coming to that feeling of love. You know, the modern New Age likes to use the word resonance a lot. For me, the feeling of love feels good, feels lovely. It feels what I naturally feel like when I'm completely relaxed. So coming back to that state of complete relaxation and that feeling, I'm communing with God. God is love. So I'm sitting in love. I am sitting in the presence of God. I'm sitting in the feeling of God. I'm experiencing the feeling of God. I'm being the feeling of God. I'm literally living and sitting in God, in love. I'm sitting in love. That sitting in love that I'm talking about is just coming back to that space that is nothing more than a feeling. And what's so interesting, then when I started doing that, I started having my best meditative experiences ever. In my life, when I would go to bed at night, I practiced going out of body. I go astral travel. I did all the things that everyone talks about. And now a quick word from our sponsor. Coffee time with John. This channel runs off coffee, so get your coffee and tea at johnsjoe.com. But it all started with my mind being calm and coming into that place of feeling that love and oneness and broadening my awareness that it's all more than our personal experience. Ourselves does not stop at the edge of our skin. It is everything. And that feeling is everything. And if you bring yourself to that feeling, then you can be that loving expression in the here and now. When I sit in love, it's a matter of me just literally letting go of the world, coming back to that feeling. and being that feeling and enjoying that feeling, loving that feeling. It just feels good. And the more I did this, and I do it twice a day. I do it when I first wake up and when I go to bed, which made my dreams more clear, which made my experiences when I was in that other conscious state more clear because I was closer to that other state. The physical world comes with all this stimulus that we react to. We decide whether it's something we should run from or something we should fight against. And those sojourns of the mind would take you away from the feeling of simply being love in the now, bringing the kingdom of heaven to earth, being in this moment, the feeling of love. The method is to exhale. That's why I say exhale so often, because God is found at the bottom of every breath. And when you acknowledge it by simply exhaling, coming back to your authentic self and feeling that connection to that beautiful feeling, that loving feeling, that wonderful feeling, and understand that that is the resonance that you're creating. And you are being part of that greater resonance, which is love. And so when I sit in love, I sit down, I exhale, I feel the feeling, and I just sit in that feeling. And there's not a crazy method or modality or technique that you need to use. Here's the technique. Sit down, get comfortable, exhale, and feel. That's the simplicity of what I do. And it has been one of the most beautiful things that I've ever done in my life for myself. Do I say it's necessary? No. All meditation is a dogma. All meditation is a dogma. There's no need to meditate. My favorite quote on meditation is from the Dalai Lama. He says, the best meditation is sleep, right? That while your eyes are open in the physical world, you don't need to do any method, modality, technique, right? I do it because it feels good. I do it because I like doing it. Has nothing to do with having to or supposed to or the technique you have to use. The more you strip away from your life, the closer you are to God. The more you strip away from your spiritual journey and realize it's not a journey, it's a state of being, the closer you are to God. The more you sit in love as you walk through life. I often talk about exhaling before I go into a grocery store. What am I doing? I'm sitting in love in the walking state. I'm putting myself into that feeling that I feel at the bottom of that breath. And I walk into the store and people smile at me. Why? Because I'm being love. The concept of sitting in love for me is me loving myself. I love myself. I love putting myself in that position, that state, that feeling. And so that's what sitting in love is. Don't try to make it something more complicated than just simply letting go of the world and being your authentic self that is your very nature of love. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.